is too, because a lot of the times, a lot of these black women, they grew up in houses where it's just drama. You know, so they have that mindset.
Yeah, it's just because they don't up to them about, you know, feminism.
Yeah,
so they have a lot of these women become masculine. You know, they've been trained to compete with men. Man is a rival.
Penis
envy. A lot of these women, what they're doing is trying to outman you, and they're smarter than you.
Yeah.
See that woman there, she's thinking, oh yeah, if you want to debate, because she thinks she's smarter than me.
Yeah.
She's got all that masculinity and testosterone flowing through her veins.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. She thinks she's smart and educated. Man don't care about educated. More know are you educated in cooking?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Answer.
Do you have a PhD in cooking?
Stand up and do a piss.
PhD in the bedroom.
Run down the leg, innit? You know?
Yeah, the PhD.
I'll do that.
Told me that, and I'm definitely.
And you know what too, and the thing, and like the brother's right, because their thing is, but you know though, when you really check it out, man, you know, at the same time, man, these women, the reason why they out dealing with men and they working with men, because they ain't got no choice. Yeah. Because Esau don't set it up like you said, brother. Esau don't put it out
man.
There, where the women's liberation movement, that's what destroyed everything. Because prior to the 60s and the 70s, women were actually more happy than they were back then.
Because they knew their place,
because they knew their position. It's like, for example, when you take a lion out of its habitat, that lion is going to be miserable or hell. And that's why they're so miserable. Okay, and that's why they have to play the dominant role. They ain't got no choice. So I understand that. I get that. Because it really all goes back to Esau's bullshit. Man. You know? But yeah, he's here. Okay.
Revelation 20 and 7.
You read it from here? Isaiah 29 and 16.
Revelation 20 and 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of prison and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth. Gog and Magog to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. So going into basically when Satan came out, came out of Europe, the Caucasus, and set sail like a pirate and go around the earth murdering and stealing. He set himself a system, an economy, and based that system of a deception. That's why I said deceive the nation, because we talk about how a woman pretty much she's been deceived, man. She's been deceived not to cooperate with the man. They view the man as being a combatant. You know, I must combat him because I can't let him try to make me take on the position of a female, because the female's position is seen as an undesirable position. Right. You know, and a man's position is now seen as more desirable. So now a woman want to be like man. She don't want to be like woman.
But you know that when she finds out playing the position of a man, when she finds out that position, she finds out that position is too hard for her. Because I hear all the time, man. I hear all the time, and you got certain. That's why they taking tablets of the anti, because they got these high positions and they don't really know how to control themselves. You see what I'm saying? So everybody's built differently, man. That's why the spirit has us to where we're out here. We're the pillars of the nation. Okay, a pillar is what holds a house down. Structure. Men are set up to bring about structure. Women weren't set up to bring about structure. So when a woman infiltrates in that position, all she's doing herself is a disservice. That's all it is, and then she'll find out later on that it's too hard for her, man.
Right.
No, it's Esau, the devil, has nurtured the woman to be against her nature. Nature versus nurture versus nature. It's not in her nature to lead.
Right.
But she's been nurtured to try and outdo a man, to outman him. You know what I'm trying to say?
You know when that's going to go tits up? When these lights go out. That's when
the reality's going to come.
The same thing, because I'm too ting, whatever, man.
Don't start again. You're going to start.
Like I said, I'm flipping. So, that's why everything messed up, because it's all about depopulation.
Right.
saying go first. But Esau's agenda, is basically depopulation. And one way to depopulate Earth is to alienate the roles between man and woman, to alienate a man from his own position as a man, and to alienate the woman from her position as a woman. Make the woman try to be like masculine, and make the man be like a simp, being a gentleman.
Feminine,
And when you look at the scripture, there's no word of being gentleman, being a gentleman.
Right.
It's not in a woman nature to want a gentleman.
Right.
You know? That's why the Benjamin man. See the Benjamin, when in the book of Judges, was that an example of being a gentleman?
Nope. They took that.
Hello, ladies. Would you like to come to my abode?
I like to court you.
Would you like to dance?
Yeah, oh, that's Esau, isn't it? Fucking ass Esau, isn't it?
Hey. No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
They just grab them up.
Yeah,
You
they
know?
like that, grabbed up.
Exactly. Would a woman want a gentleman in the bedroom? Being gentle the whole way through? Of course not. She gonna say, she gonna get up and put her clothes on and get out of there.
Yeah.
Wasting my time, man. Why you wasting my time?
So pretty much the society conditions, it's all about mind control, trying to demonize masculinity and uphold femininity. It's all distortion. That's what Esau's game is: confusion and distortion and deception.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's all it means: depopulation. You understand what I'm saying? He wants to depopulate our reproduction. He wants to stop reproduction. He wants to limit reproduction, right? Because the scriptures talk about Esau being greedy. You know, it's saying that if a man glean the vineyard, you not leave a bit.
Yeah, leave some grapes.
You mean the man glean the whole thing, the whole bit for himself.
Right.
He doesn't want to share his wealth and resources with the people then.
No.
He viewed the people as being a virus.
Right.
The elites. I mean, we're talking about the average people, we're talking about the elites that run the society. They view the average people of sheep as being just that.
Right.
Sheep is this useless, this consumers. Like a virus. A virus just multiplies and consumes and grow and grow. And then when it's eating everything, it goes to another place and eats and eats and eats and multiplies and grows.
Right.
The elites want to get rid of the virus.
Right.
When they get rid of the people.
Yeah, I remember.
All they're doing is eating and eating. And when they finish, they move to another place and eat and eat. And so the elites want it all for themselves. They don't want to share.
It's lucky. I remember Prince Philip himself said that if he could come back, it would come back as a killer disease and wipe out all these people then.
See what I'm saying? That's why they create things so like eugenics. Eugenics, what else them bring? What's it? Planned Parenthood.
And you know it's a good word, and check this out. The word, the word eugenics goes back to the word Eugene, which means the good seed. Now, who's the good seed? We're the good seed.
Yeah, wow.
That's why if you look at, like you was going into, brother, Planned Parenthood is in every single ghetto. Why is that? Because they're trying to get rid of the good seed.
See that?
What was her name?
Margaret Sanger.
Margaret Sanger.
That bitch,
Yeah.
Go on.
I got you, bring up. So Habakkuk 2.
That's exactly what I was going to bring. Go on.
Says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. But the just shall live by his faith. There we go. We were talking about faith earlier. They couldn't get it, man. Because, you know what, the one that was speaking, she could be a Jake, man. She was that rude. The other one,
of course she was an Israelite.
yeah, she was rude, man. But that, you know what? But that's what this Western society does. You come from Yemen and stuff where you got your head covered, and then you come here and you just
Acting all around.
you become a nigger, man. Yeah. That's it, man. That's what this society does. Because this man is telling me upside down.
And you could tell too, them two girls, well, mainly her, she grew up here all her life. So although she knows family, how they conduct themselves, but she kind of grew up here, because she has that full London accent. So all she knows is just to be, yippee yap type of girl, man, like the rest of them, 'Cause that's what the society.
Remember the guy that came here earlier on with the 3 or 4 Muslim chicks.
Yeah.
See how they were dressed?
Yeah.
If you go in
Covered
that
up.
religion, that's how you meant to dress, innit?
Yeah.
But the way they came up, they had the jeans.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, innit?
Yeah.
Like how she was completely different. Like, you know, where how calling yourself Muslim is just by the mouth, man.
Yeah.
That's what they even.
They say I'm not a practicing Muslim.
Muslim girls
They
don't
seem
drink.
like the one you could do the thing with first leg. They don't seem like the cutting jeans or the cut legs. It's all sexual.
Right.
Yeah. Ass out and everything. Tight jeans, man. Yeah. So verse 5 it says, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man.
This one.
Yeah, he's stealing, bro. He's stealing.
Oh, you wanna break it down?
No. I said you're dealing, bro.
Oh, see, okay, no. See, a proud man. Also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home.
And that's what, you know what, if they stayed and if they were normal and just patient and that, we could have told them why Yemen is getting bombed, man. But they weren't. One of them was dragging her friend away, man. All right? The reason why Yemen is getting bombed because this devil is a proud man and he doesn't keep at home. And he's got an enterprise called the New World Order, and Yemen had a puppet and they kicked him out. They kicked him out of the country. What was it called, those guys? Houthi rebels. They kicked him out. So now Saudi Arabia's been bombing them for years, man. Years. And we read it earlier. It says what? Distress of nations, man.
And Saudi Arabia is Great Britain that supply them weapons.
Yes.
They buy billions and billions worth of weapons.
That's right. That's right. And they're doing drone strikes, and the British government are helping them, you know, with the software and how to do it.
And the reason she was proud is because she's here. If there's a bomb somewhere in Yemen, she don't hear it. You know, she don't know who's dying. So as long as she's safe, she doesn't care.
Yeah, she did. When we even mentioned her country getting bombed, she never went, yeah, it's terrible, or she was like, yeah. She ain't bothered, man. That's what this society does to you.
Got liberty to gather abroad, isn't it?
Yeah, they
ain't
got
it?
too much liberty. Any more on that?
And it says, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
That's it. That's what that enterprise is. Because I think in the British Empire and the French Empire, when the white man went around the world, he established Freemason lodges in all these countries, man. Like, you know, the African countries, they're all Masons, man. They do, they had it on the news that the Kenyan... Okay. Oh, you take over, yeah? Oh, yeah, you take over,
Yeah. So I don't know what his brother's got. He's gone into, he's as deaf, right? Because Esau, right? That's his whole agenda, man. Deaf, all right? The scriptures say he is as deaf. So going back to this depopulation thing, that's what it's about. He wants to maintain the population under a certain amount or at a certain amount. He doesn't want life, man. Okay? But Esau, what he'll put on that facade, like it's all about love and everything like that. But the elites, they got another agenda. They want to destroy the people. They want to kill off the people. All right. Like I said, one of the ways is turning the woman against the man.
And is as deaf and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Man, that's a so-called white man, man. Right? Because even that in itself, like a melting pot society, all nations come together. Say if all nations did come together and merge together, that would destroy nations. That would destroy nations plural, more than one, because they've all merged together. They've all become one. So when you make all the people become one, what happened to the different cultures, different
diversity, isn't it? Yeah.
Destroyed.
Yeah.
You know, so that in itself, even though it sounds nice, you look at the effect it has, it's quite destructive. It's quite a destructive philosophy. You know, that's what I'm saying about Esau being the devil. He's a deceiver, man. You know, I'm not gonna get something right now.
It's a Micah 2:1, and it says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand."
Right, it's in the power. The reason why Esau does what he does is because he can. Alright? That's why when this man is taken out of the way, when him that live, take him out of the way, then he won't be able to exercise his wickedness anymore. Understand? This is in the power of his hand to do it. Why? Because who gave Esau the power? He said, power and sovereignty is given unto you by the highest. I'll tell you that in your Apocrypha. The power of the world is in the hand of the Lord. Okay? He said it's in the power of Esau's hand to practice iniquity, to practice wickedness. That the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. It's given to them. And the Most High gave this earth to the hand of the basest man on the earth, man. Why? Because it's all a learning curve. Understand? Got to experience what the prophets have spoken. You know, you have to experience all that. Malachi, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Zechariah, Zephaniah, all right, Nahum, Obadiah, Habakkuk, see? And we have to experience all the things that they were prophesying right into the latter days that we're in now, right? Where
Verse 2, it says, "And they covet fields and take them by violence."
they cover fields and take them by what violence? Esau is the man of violence, man. The so-called white man. But he projects himself as being a humanitarian, a carer of people's lives. You know, he cares about the lives of the people. You know, he's always promoting, sympathy, for the elderly and the pregnant women and women, and disabled people. He's seen as the symbol of caring. But yeah, it's good to say he's a violent. He takes fields by violence. You understand? So the very same thing that I'm known for, being violence, he tries to project that violence onto the people who he's victimized. And say that they're the violent ones. Okay, they're the criminals, they're the useless ones, they're the guilty ones, they're the lazy ones. Alright? And that's Esau's agenda. To distort the truth, to turn the reality upside down, and to make himself look like the innocent one. Alright? To prolong his rulership. Because him know that because of the immense of relentless violence that this man has committed in the earth, the people of the earth, the people who he's victimized, all try to confront him about what he's done. So what he do is to try and shift that guilt, shift that blame from himself and put it onto another piece that he hates, that he's jealous of. It's us. Alright? So we're seen as being the violent ones. We're seen as being the criminals. Alright? The guilty ones. Alright? It's good to say he takes fields by violence. Look at this man's track record. Look at this man's historical track record. You can't weigh the track record, the violent track record of the Israelite man and compare it to the track record of the so-called white man, the Edomite. Because his violence vastly outweighs any other man. Alright? No matter the reality, no matter how much documents and paperwork and evidence and statistics you provide people with to show and prove that the so-called white man is the most violent man on the planet, they'll still believe that Jake is the violent one. That he's the criminal. He should be locked up for even existing. You know? That he should be guilty when he steps in a room. Like when you step in our room, you feel like you have to prove you're not a criminal and not a drug dealer. Because people already automatically look at you like that because that's the stigma that's on the Israelite man. That's that curse that's on it. You understand? But when Esau steps in, he's the most violent man. Violent beyond violent. The ruthless violence that he's committed, he's wiped out tribes of people. When he wiped out whole tribes and nations of people, villages, wiped them out. Even certain species of animals, wiped them out. Like the bison, in America, they wiped out the bison because you're trying to get at the native Indian.
Right.
You know, that's their food supply. They wipe out the bison, you know, and you don't care, just to get at someone. But when Esau step in the room, no one look at him. No one looks at him like he's a criminal. No one look at him and think, this motherfucker here. No one thinks that. But when the little black man will come in with his little pants sagging, playing games on the street, he's the threat to humanity. You know, he's the threat to humanity.
And he ain't got no missile to drop.
Yeah. You know, oh my gosh, the black man. Oh, look what he's doing. He went through a zebra crossing.
Yeah.
He went, you know, oh my gosh. They should lock him up and put him in prison. He's the people are playing games. The civilization is not going to end on earth by the little Negro running around with his pants sagging. The world is not going to end by him. The world is going to end by niggas sitting in power with suits and ties, man. And that's how the earth is going to end. All right? The little Negro running around. You know what I'm saying? What you saying, man? You know what I'm saying? With his hat backwards.
Yeah.
You know, you see, bro. The earth ain't gonna end by him. He's not no threat to no one.
Yeah.
He's more of a threat to his damn self than anybody else, man.
Hey, oh, you know, Salaki, you know, Muhammad Ali said a quote, I put it on one of my videos. He said white people have done the worst genocides on earth, but somehow they've convinced the world that blacks are the threat.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, like he's the one that the Negro in the ghetto was putting sanctions on Russia.
Yeah.
You know, he's in his basement carving out nuclear missiles. You know, with his hat backwards. None of his clothes fit. He's just there like carving out nuclear missiles.
In his mother's basement too.
Yeah, in his mother's basement. It's true.
Alright, but Salaki, a part of this truth as well is that a lot of our people are getting together because they had a Ross Kemp documentary on
I know Ross Kemp.
Dallas, Texas, and you had Jake's, Bloods and Crips, and they've squashed the beef. And they say that our enemy is the police. And you know what they said? We're getting ready for the war. See, even though you might look down on them, but even though you might look down on them, at least they know they're at war, you niggas, man.
Yeah, that's
niggas
true,
don't
that's
know
true.
that you're at. You said that at the sit down.
But you know though, yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. But them Negroes, they should have been knew the situation, man. They should have been knew that whole blood and crip shit.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. They should have been knew that from day nothing. You couldn't want no.
Yeah.
What you doing, man?
Well, the original Blood and Crips was like a neighbourhood watch.
Yeah,
They were
it was.
protecting the neighbourhood.
And when you check it out, the red and the blue, that's all Masonic colors.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, when you
Masonic
see-
Somebody said that.
when you see the police officers, right, and you see them cop cars,
Yeah.
what lights do they blow out there?
Red and blue, innit?
Blue and red.
Yeah.
Okay, even in the news stations, they go by that blue and red code as well. So that's a Masonic code. So
Yeah.
Negroes, they
Labour,
should've been knew about that
Conservative,
shit, man. Right.
Democrat, and Conservative,
Democrat, Republican.
Republican, that's
It's
it.
red and blue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Yep.
See, the Lord is showing you who this man is and his system. But like we said before, only the elect is going to have eyes to see, man.
There you go.
And the Lord's going to have mercy on 1/3 of our people. The rest of them, you're going to die, man. But we want to be a part of those, I get that, Jeremiah 51 and 19. We want to be a part of those men that the Lord is going to use to give that vengeance, man.
There you go.
Read that.
It's like Ezekiel 25 and 14, and it says,
51 and 19.
and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom, but the hand of my people Israel.
There you go. And who's Edom? Edom is a so-called white man today, man. And all you people that are in the truth or thinking about it or whatever, a lot of you guys that criticize, listen, this is not an easy thing to do, man. All right? To be around your enemy 7 days a week is hell, man. To work with them. It said in Deuteronomy, you're going to go for the one of all things, man.
Yeah, nakedness.
Yeah, when I have to go to I had a transfusion the other day. Who's doing it, man? Filipinos, man. And I know they hate us. Do you get what I'm saying? I know they hate us. The doctors are white, they hate us. but I have to be around them, man. Yeah, that's a part of the punishment.
But you know, though, brother, that's a wake-up call that you went through that because, like I've been saying, and this is what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You gotta change your diet, man.
That's true, yeah.
You gotta change your diet. I mean,
I ain't gonna lie, I gotta be better than that.
I know it's hard, but you gotta force it, man.
Can't.
You know?
That's true. That's a part of being a new creature.
There you go.
Is to do new things. I remember Apostle Kabar, he brought a scripture said, the Lord declares new things. And one of the things that is not new is about diet, man. Because the Bible tells you be wary of many meats. Yeah. And because this devil is running the food system, you gotta be triply wary, man. You know? So yeah.
I mean, you gotta just eat the best. You have to eat the best out of the worst.
The best, the best way you can. You know?
And
You know we're gonna eat poison, innit?
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh power.
There you go, man. So the Lord is, when they say, oh, vengeance is mine, it is. But the Lord is, he's the ancient of days. He ain't gonna come off his throne to punish the white man. I'm just gonna get off my throne and go down there and punish him. I'll be back in a minute, man. Who's dummies, man, in the Christian church, man. That Christianity, there's a guy called, got a channel called Seed of Israel. That Christianity is gonna get you niggas killed, man.
Oh, right, yeah.
They are. That's gonna get you niggas killed. You know? And the ones of you in this time, this is not a time to be wandering and wavering and
Not sure.
Yeah, not being disciplined, and a decision is made and you don't like it. So rather than saying to the person, I don't like this, the Bible. Sorry, can you get that scripture again? What's it? Is it 2 Corinthians 14 and 4? Let everything done with decency and order. Is it 2 Corinthians?
1 Corinthians, didn't it?
1 Corinthians.
Yeah.
14 and 40. Yeah, I know. But apart, you got it, yeah? Oh, yeah, you read it, yeah?
It's 1 Corinthians 14 and 40, and it says, let all things be done decently and in order.
Oh, let all things, it says all things, not some. Remember, this book is really for the elect only, you know? It's a big Bible, everyone's got it worldwide, but it's only made for the 144,000, which is a small, tiny number. So it says do things in decency and in order. So if you have a problem and you're in a camp like this or any other, then you air your grievance to your superior and then you take it from there. But let's just say you do that and you don't get your way. Do you sulk? No, you get on, because the mission is to seal the elect, man. That's our mission we have to do. But if you just don't like something, you don't turn up or you don't communicate, that's not doing things in decency and order. So you do that and then you think that the Lord is going to bring a chariot to save you, when because you didn't like something, you just didn't turn up. You just didn't, you didn't call. When you go to work and you can't get into work, you have to call. If you don't, it's grievance procedure straight away. They'll call you into the office and they will say to you, you missed work last week, why don't you tell your manager? What excuse do you have? You've got none. So to be in this truth and to do that, that shows that, you know, you're not applying the scriptures, man. It says that, can you read it one more time, please? Everything done with decency and in order. And it's not like anyone's come up to us and said, I don't like this, I don't like that. One person has said it, and I said to them, well, speak to this guy, he's in charge, and air your grievances. So what was wrong with that advice? That was good advice. What's wrong with it?
But you know what's wrong with it though? Because niggas can't be niggas. That's what's wrong with it.
You can't do what you want to do, man, and expect the Lord to bring a chariot for. A part of this truth is doing things you're not comfortable with, growing, making mistakes, correction, reproof. All right, and we've all made mistakes, man. All right, but it's about how you come back from that. Like Job was increased in the end. That's how we're gonna be, man.
There's one thing that I noticed, right? What you just said, you always got to pinpoint, and you always got to remind yourself that Jake Jake ain't about order. Jake is about being undisciplined.
Yeah.
That's what Jake is on. You know, so when Jake has to be disciplined, I mean, it's like putting him in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't even just deal with discipline. You know, and that's something that a real man will deal with is discipline.
Yeah.
And that shows you right there that the majority of Jake and these so-called, I call them black men, I'm gonna call them.
Yeah.
They're just like Edomites, man. They're all pussied out. They're pussies. You understand? This is what they are. They're what you call degenerates for one. Number two, they're infidels. They have no confidence. They have no faith.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that a man has is faith and structure and order. Okay, and stands up and rises to the occasion. Jake ain't about that. Jake is just about being a bunch of just all over the place, bugged out boneheads, man. That's all they are.
Do what thou wilt.
Do what thou wilt, yeah.
You know, done everything. Got that scripture again? You know why I like to go over certain scriptures? Because just do it slowly. Look at, listen to the words. Do it. Say it again.
It's 1 Corinthians 14 and 40 again. It says, all things be done decently and in order.
There you go. So if I'm at a workplace, I don't like this and that, whatever. Oh, I don't like this and that. What's going on? I just don't turn up. Nah, you can't do that, man. You know what I mean? A part of this truth is being humble, man. You know, being humble. And this is a testing period. There's brothers that former brothers that were in Great Millstone who are literally double honors, you know, this, that, and the other. Now they're nowhere, man.
They're back in the world again.
They're back in the world, and some of them are doing their own thing, but then they're not giving double honors to the apostles.
And then they like to say, well, you know, the elders, man, you know, they're just people of the world, man. You know, that's just what they're saying now. But these are the same men that taught you everything you knew.
Right.
And see, and this is why, man. That's why you gotta understand. I ain't really about the majority of Jake right now, man. Cause Jake really gotta get his ass destroyed, man. They gotta get that fucking whooping, man. The Most High gotta, and he will. The Most High's gonna put them through the fucking wire, man.
Yeah, man. A lot of you guys that have dabbled in His truth, and then the Lord has bugged you out. I don't fear for you, but boy, your punishment's gonna be great, man. Yeah, because you knew about this truth. Come on.
This is St. John 14 and 6.
Yep.
This is verse 5. Thomas saith unto him, Lord, we know not whither thou goest, and how can we know the way? Yahushua saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me.
There you go, man. He's the way. And when Yahushua was on the scene, some of the 12, they found it even hard to answer questions, man. Because he was, the Bible says he was what? An austere man.
Yeah, mate. They feared him.
Yeah, that's it. They were afraid of him, man.
Yeah.
Respect. But the word austere means what? Harsh.
Yeah.
All right?
Uncompromising.
Yeah, uncompromising, serious.
Yeah.
All right? So, if he's like that, and the 12 was like that, then obviously if we're his fellow servants, there's going to be structures and orders that you might not agree with, but you have to get on and do the work, because the mission statement. Do you think Yahushua went to go on the cross and have all that? Israelites are so selfish, man. This is Zechariah 13:8. Israelites have no idea how beautiful. 13:8. How beautiful this truth is, and you're misleading it, man. You're misusing it, and that's why the Lord is taking it away from you 2/3.
And you know what, too, and you know what, and I have to say one thing, and this is something that the Apostle Bar said, which was beautiful, because you know, before you come into this truth, you got to be a man first, then to be a man of the Lord. You know?
Okay, yeah.